Hello and welcome. In this video, we will learn about global and local variables. Alright? Now here I have my online C compiler. I will write a program to convert dollar into rupees. Okay? So currently $1 is equal to 82.79 rupees. So we will write a program where we will have a function to which if we send dollar, it will convert to rupees and send back the value. Okay, so let me start the program. So it starts with hash include stdio.h because the printf scanf functions which we need to use in this program will be inside the stdio header file. Okay, so next I will write int main and open the brackets and close them, and inside this I will say return 0. Okay, return 0. So return 0 is not mandatory. It is not mandatory, but people generally have it at the end. Okay, this is to say that everything is working fine. Alright, so 0 is integer, so we have used int. Now we will have a function. I will write it above the main function. Okay, so here let me have void. Okay, I will use void for now, and I will say dollar to INR. Okay, this is my function, and here I will write the code. Now what I want to do is I want to convert dollar value to INR. So I will use float INR, okay, is equal to dollar into what is this value, 82.79. okay, so 82.79. all right, yes. So now I will print the INR value. Okay, INR value. All right. So what I will be calling from here is dollar to INR, and I will send dollar value. So let me send $2. Okay, $2, and here we will be sending the value, correct, 2. So let me have float and let it be dollar. Okay, float and dollar will come here. So now let me run this and see if I get any error. Okay, so $2 is equal to 165.58 rupees. So let me have 1 here and run to get 82.79. all right, so the program is working fine. So let me have 5 and I get 413. Okay, so it is working fine. But now if I do not want to print this, so let me delete this, or let me cut it and paste it here. Okay, I do not want to print it inside the function. I want to print it here. all right, so now if I run it, I get an error. Okay, it says INR undeclared. This is because this variable which we have declared inside this function belongs only to this function. Okay, so this variable belongs only to this function, and it is powerless outside the function. Okay, so we cannot access it outside the function. So this can be used only inside this function, and so this is called as local variable. Okay, this is called as local variable, and that is why we are not able to print it out. So this INR is now outside this function. correct? And so the C program is not able to access it. So what we generally do is we return the value, okay? We return INR and store it here, okay? And store it here. So we will say float INR, okay? INR equal to this and print this. So let me run it and you can see I have INR. Now INR is giving me error here because I have not changed this. I am saying void. Void means I am not expecting any return value from the function. But here I am sending a float value. So I'll change it to float. And now if I run the program, I get output or the result, desired result. Now see, what I have created here is a variable named INR. Now this variable is different and this is different, okay? This is a variable which is local to this function. This INR is different, this INR is different. Whatever value is returned after multiplying dollar into 82.79 is stored in this variable, okay? Now you can change the name of this variable. I'll say VVV just for the sake of explaining, okay? Float VVV and here I will say VVV, alright? And if I run it, I'll get the same result. So what I mean to say is you can use the same name for local and global variable, okay? So this is different and this is different. So if you use INR here, it doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter. Now this is local variable, correct? This is local variable. Now this is global variable. Now this is global variable. You can access this variable anywhere, alright? You can access this global variable anywhere. Now if you do not want to do this, what you can do is declare the variable here. You can say float INR, okay? Float INR here and let me not return the value, okay? Let me not return the value and let me not use this, okay? Let me not use this, okay? So now let me run the function and I'm getting an error here. I'm getting this 0 because I have declared a global variable here and I have declared a local variable here, okay? Now see, here I have declared a variable INR and I have not stored any value in it. So by default, this is the value inside it. This is the local variable which I created, alright? So now let us see what is happening. When I call this function, 5 is passed to dollar and it is multiplied by 82.79 and it is stored in this local variable. But then we are not doing anything with the local variable. We are not returning it, we are not printing it also, correct? So this value will be of no use according to this program. So what is being printed in this line is the value stored in this global variable, which is this, okay, which is this. So what should we do? What we have to do is delete this float, delete this float. Now let me run it and you can see I get output here. Now let me explain you what is happening. I have declared a global variable INR. This global variable can be accessed anywhere. It can be accessed through a function or from inside a function or outside a function too. Now let us see what is happening. I have declared a global variable and I have called a function. So 5 will be passed to dollar. It will be multiplied with 82.79 and it will be stored in INR. What is this INR? This INR is nothing but the global variable. Okay. So it will be stored in global variable INR and that is what is being printed in the next line here. Okay. Now let me do something else and explain. See, now let me say INR equal to 50 or 555. All right. See, now when I run it, I get 413.95. I am getting the proper value. Let me pass 1 and you can see I get 82.79. Even though I have assigned 555 to INR, I am getting actual output here. Why is that? Let us try to understand it. Initially, I have assigned 555 value to INR. Okay, or let me say 555.55. Okay, I have assigned this value to INR. Now, when this function is called, the value of INR is updated from 555 to 82.79. Okay, so 1, I am passing 1 here, correct? I am passing 1. So 1 goes to dollar, 1 into 82.79 is 82.79 and that is stored in INR. That value replaces this and the replaced value, or I can say updated value, is printed out here. Okay, is printed out here. So let me have 10 here. Okay, let me have 10 here and you can see I get 827.900. Now let me comment this out to show you the difference. Let me comment this out, meaning I am not calling this function. Now let me run the program and you can see I get 555.54. Okay. Now this is because I have declared a variable and I have stored this value, correct? This value inside this and I am just printing it out. I have commented this, meaning this will not execute. So when this prints out, whatever value is stored in INR, which is this, gets printed out. Okay, gets printed out. Now let me show you the difference once again. Let me uncomment this and let me have printf. Okay, printf, and I'll say before. Okay, before, and let me say percentage f and let me say INR. Okay, and here let me say after and let me say percentage f and INR. All right. So now let me run it. Okay, yeah, and you can see. All right, let me add. I always miss this. Let me add one here too. Okay, and you can see I get this value before, this value after. So I have assigned this value to INR in line number 3. So that is the value in the global variable INR, and before the function is called, that is the value in INR variable. How much? 555.55. So that is what is being printed out here. And after this function is called, the value of INR gets updated with this 10 into 82.79 and that updated INR value is printed here. So that is what you see after, in after. Alright. So I hope it is clear. Now let me explain you one more concept. Yes. So here I will say return INR. Okay. Return INR and let me delete this. Okay. And let me have float INR equal to this, return INR, and here let me say result. Okay, and So let me run it and I get this. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm returning it, that's all. Okay, so let me, yeah, so I'm returning the value, that's all. Now what I want to say here is whatever statements or instructions that you have after return keyword will be ignored or will be skipped. For example, I'll say printf hello there. Okay, I want to print this out, but let us see if this gets printed. Let me run it and you can see I do not get this output. Okay, I do not get this output here. I just get 827.90. That is because whatever statements you may have after return keyword, so you may have one more printf line, one more calculation, one more something else, whatever you may have after return keyword, those statements will be skipped. So basically what happens is the function will do its work, and once return is encountered, it comes out of the function and goes to the next line after the function call. So you may have 10 lines here after return line. All those 10 lines will be ignored or skipped. Alright? Yes. So I hope it is clear. Whatever variable that you declare outside a function call is called as global variable, and it can be accessed anywhere. And the variables that you declare inside a function is only good for that function, and it cannot be accessed outside that function, and it is called as local variable. Alright? Yes. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care and thank you for watching.